What is going on, and why is the governments around the world acting crazy?
Please watch this video to the end and share it. Get the truth out to everyone you know. We are going to expose the truth of why everything in the world seems to be on the edge of insanity. This video will set a foundation to know the truth of who you are and who the government is. Everything you will see is the truth, but we encourage you to do your own research and seek the truth for yourself.
The good book tells us in John chapter 8, verse 32, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." And in Revelation chapter 18, verse 4, God tells us, "And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues."
We pray this video will be received by you and that peace with wisdom will bless you. Let's get started. The federal government of the United States of America. Who is the federal government?
The federal government is not the government that our founders established. The federal government is a corporation operated as foreign government. Just look at the birth certificate of anyone born in the District of Columbia. It reads that the government of the District of Columbia right on the top of the birth certificate.
Who is the government of the District of Columbia? It is a corporation business held in a trust called the United States Trust Fund. This is why we have the 10 square miles called Washington, D.C., which once was called Washington City. This is considered by all world governments as foreign land of the United States of America. This is why the District of Columbia has its own laws, Capitol Police, along with the District of Columbia Police Departments.
The United States of America is a business operating as a corporation. The United States of America has been through several bankruptcies since its founding. The latest reestablishment of Articles of Incorporation was on the 15th day of July AD 1925, filed in the office of the Secretary of State of Florida. The front cover pages of the article states, Certificate of Incorporation of United States Corporation Company. Take special notice that the word used here is company.
Question: if we the people are the government of America, are we employees of the United States Corporation? Or are we the owners of the corporation? And when were they going to tell we the people that we own the business or that we are employees of the business? I think these are valid questions, don't you?
We are going to share the original history of the founding of America in this video. You will discover that the United States of America today is not the same that our founding fathers established.
We were taken over by the first bankruptcy in 1871 by treasons people that created a new government with the same founding name. These treasons people have established the United States of America Incorporated, United States Incorporated, these United States Incorporated, United States of America Incorporated, all to sound the same and spell the same. However, they are incorporated as a business which is very different than the Founding Fathers' establishment.
The following is some history and the declared truth. Anyone who decides to start a corporation must author articles of incorporation or organization, and they must be approved by the state's Secretary of State to be incorporated because the corporation is seeking its existence from the state in which it will transact business.
An obvious question would be that anyone who seeks to start a company must first obtain approval from the Secretary of State. Then who gave the approval for the United States Corporation's articles? What authority permitted the U.S. corporation to exist?
The answer is the Sultan, also referred to as the Imperial Majesty, permitted the Articles of Association of 1774 for the British America Corporation. That very document stated that no slavery of any kind would take place within North America.
Descending from these general principles, we find the proposition that in legal contemplation, the Union is perpetual confirmed by the history of the Union itself. The Union is much older than the Constitution. It was formed, in fact, by the Articles of Association in 1774. It was matured and continued by the Declaration of Independence in 1776.
It was further matured, and the faith of all the then 13 states expressly plighted and engaged that it should be perpetual, by the Articles of Confederation in 1778. And finally, in 1787, one of the declared objects for ordaining and establishing the Constitution was to form a more perfect union.
Therefore, our founding father established America as the 13 states or colonies under the government of the Articles of Confederation. The people were the government, and the government served the people. The people told the government what the government could or could not do. The people were the courts known as common law courts, and people who knew you were your peers, and your peers were your jury.
There had to be a victim to have a crime. Today, under the United States corporation entity and fiction state, the state can bring charges because the states operate as the sovereigns.
Parens patria is a legal word in Black's Law 11th edition that state the following. The state regarded as a sovereign, the state in its capacity as provider of protection to those unable to care for themselves. In other words, the living natural person switched roles, becoming the entity fiction, and the state became the sovereign. This is pure evil legal language that was made up by a de facto foreign government. This is not our real government America.
It's no wonder why the government and courts have trained all law enforcement agencies across the country to watch out for the people claiming to be sovereign citizens. They are very aware that sovereign means created by God as living and free men, just as well as citizen is the Roman legal language is slave. How can someone be freeman and a slave at the same time? This is just a narrative to control the truth from coming out.
The following is the authorizations that established America. King George II was a Moor, who possessed plenipotentiary action, ruled Britain as a dominion of Morocco, Mahometan nation under the Sultan, and authorized the Declaration of Independence of 1776, freeing the Anglo-Saxons from the British Moors, to inhabit the available territories of incorporated British America within the colonies.
In 1787, the United States of America's Constitution was finalized to make a perfect union between all the states during a constitutional convention. It was all republic in an attempt to bring together the Powhatan Confederacy and Iroquois Confederacy. In New York on December 1, 1789.
A more important fact is found in the second article, that no slave of any kind, meaning voluntary or involuntary servitude. All of which will be explained when we get to the birth certificate and how the government has enslaved every American and bonded every American as a surety. As well, this birth certificate created the living natural person into an entity, a corporation, a false mask, and dead person. Most importantly is that you became a debt slave to a foreign de facto government claiming to be our lawful government.
Let these facts stand as truth that the United States government corporation is a business that created modern-day slavery, a false mask. The corporation government has created a birth pledge system and has been monetizing every American through a birth certificate pledge. If you don't believe me, you can Google it. The United States government is listed as a business. It is a for-profit business, and in their eyes, so are you.
The founding of this country was authorized by the Articles of Association in 1774. The Articles are now in violation of. The state shall have no slave of any kind, meaning voluntary or involuntary servitude. All living men and women that declare their rights to contract are given by God first, and then affirmed within the Constitution of the lawful founding Constitution of these United States of America unincorporated in 1789.
We have a right to self-determination and claim our birthright as a natural living person. Natural person in Black's legal law books is the living man or woman that was created by God. We are not the created government entity or deaded false mask estate that was created by the de facto government.
The United States of America government has committed identity theft acting as a de facto government by the same name as our founding government and has committed identity theft against all of its creators known as we the people.
The Creator God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has given every man, woman, and child a birthright, a living birthright with a blessing. The government has taken away all citizens' rights of being living. The de facto government has deceived everyone born on the land of the United States of America, without giving a full and complete disclosure to the American people. Along with the government, created a legal system of words of deception. Fake corporation courts enforcing foreign legal laws that adjudicate American citizens as a dead entity. All Americans are considered entities, things, corporations, not living natural persons under a false identification.
This means that everyone holding office of the corporate government is committing treason against their own fellow countrymen. This includes all policing agencies. Supreme Court Justice Marshall even stated that there are two governments that exist in America today, one lawful and one legal, one de facto and one de jure.
It is expressed that no consent is given to these foreign courts or foreign government agencies operating as businesses. It is the truth that this is not our true lawful founding government. They are acting through a deceitful legal system which was never disclosed to the American people.
Anyone holding office of the foreign corporation businesses are acting in treason and are all in dishonor. If you work for the business in any capacity that required you to take an oath of office, you are working for a foreign government and are waging war against your fellow countrymen. You have taken an oath to the wrong government. You are being called to truth and to honor God first and your neighbor. Would the people pray that you will come back into honor?
The more people we can share these herein explained truths, the better chance we all have to save our great country we call home. We're the land of the brave. We all just want to be free again. This is the time of a second chance to be free again, free again. Please share with everyone you know. Thank you for watching. Please get the truth out to everyone. God bless you and yours, and may God save America.